Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Daily Extra here on Patreon, where Baz basically pulls back the curtain, has a little look, decides whether he likes it. If he likes it, it can stay, and he'll talk about it right here on the Daily Extra.
He's had a sugar rush of a ginger nut there, and it's gone for him.
It's gone straight to my head. War is over.
War is certainly over. Check out Lens for that.
It's never over. It's never, quite literally never over.
It will never be
It's
over.
an economy.
It's money.
Biggest economy in the world. People have died, quite literally, over it.
This isn't AOB, nor is it Panorama. So let's get on. It's the Daily News.
The day-to-day, my day-to-day voice. Let's go.
Go back to your normal pet for the voice you put on for the camera.
No, this is the voice. This is my real voice. This is how I talk in real life.
Pet than usually the
voice. This is how, when I started doing radio, I presented many links.
Well, can we just go back to the voice that you put on for Toffee TV?
Of course we can. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. I can't find my real voice now.
Daily News.
Right, so the Daily Extra. When did you actually do this news? Was it Thursday?
Thursday or Friday?
Alright, Thursday. It was Thursday. It wasn't Friday because I did the news on Friday.
So it was Thursday. Yeah.
So Thursday you reported that it had been reported. That's basically how we do our news.
Yeah.
That Marcel Brands basically said it's a one-in, one-out policy at Everton going forward. I mean, obviously, I think we tend to forget that in the summer, even though we did loads of really good business, he basically said, I'm coming in and I've got to get rid of loads of players before I do anything.
Wasn't something like 25 players went out?
There was a lot of players.
With like players were
and it took time as well, if you remember. We didn't get rid of them all straight away. No. Some of them we had to wait till teams were really, really desperate. Cheers, Stoke! So we had to wait, and then obviously we did our business. But he's saying now, I think he said we've got 27 players. We're quite happy with that number. It's a good number, and we're looking for, you know, if a player's going to come in, a player has to go out, and that's the simple logistics of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure he used that voice.
Well, or that word, but I'd like to think he would use the word logistics. He would use the word. He just wouldn't not say it. He might say it like that. Definitely, and it's the right thing to do. He's logistics
like that, yeah. Because he was also mentioned about the young players. Didn't want to block the pathways for other young players who were on the fringe of the first team, so to speak. Probably your Tom Davies, John Joe Kenny's, that kind of people. Benny Beningamy. And I think it's the right way to go. We had something like the 7th highest wage bill or something, or 6th highest wage bill last season, and we're down to the 11th now. That's how much he's reduced it by and got rid of the players. And obviously this winter, you know, you'd always got one eye on the LFFP to make sure you're within the framework of that when you're going for players. And it makes sense. What's the point in bringing in 3 or 4 players, not moving anyone on them, and making the squad bulked up again?
I think that actually is a huge problem that the game has in this country, is that it doesn't think like that. And I think that's the real. I mean, we talked about it, probably talked about it in the summer. When you think about it, what other work, what other business would carry so many highly paid people not to do anything. Yeah. But also, it's not even a point of not doing anything. Be quite happy that they're doing nothing. Football teams seem to just not be asked, like, oh well, he's not good enough for us, or we don't value him, but we're happy that he can just sit around. Whereas what they should be doing is saying, listen, I'm sorry mate, but you're going. We're finding you a club. And that's the end of it. And I think that's that kind of realism that Brands is bringing into the club.
Definitely, but the flip side to that is what I think happened under Koeman and Allardyce last season, is that the players who aren't playing, it just breeds contempt. Because if you're a player that wants to play, you have to have a special character to accept you're not playing and not be bad-mouthing or not be shit-staring or not be caught. Because your nature when you've been part of a football team is you think you're good enough to play in that 11 in your own mind, otherwise you wouldn't be there. So we've all done it. We've all been at teams, and if we've been out of a team 1 week for whatever, or a couple of weeks for whatever reason, you start thinking, I'm better than him, why aren't I playing? If that's your job and that's happening all the time, and you're like, I'm better than him, why am I not getting a go? Because the manager doesn't think you are, or whatever, or you maybe not fit into the way they play. Say someone like Oumar Niasse right? Whether he thinks he's better than anyone, I don't know. But say someone like him, or Morgan Schneiderlin, who's played for France and he's come to Everton on big money and for a big fee, and he's looking, and Tom Davies, some kid's getting on the bench above him or getting in the team or whatever, and he's looking and thinking, why aren't I playing? I'm better than him. And then he starts maybe saying to a couple of other players, this is shit.
But not only that, you can, if you are in that position and you don't think there's a future for you, and the transfer window might be a couple of months away, you know there's no ramifications if you go and speak to a journalist that, you know, in your own country or whatever, someone you trust, and you're like, they're asking you why aren't you playing, you're like, you start revealing all these. Funny enough, I'm watching the Sunderland documentary on Netflix at the moment, and it breaches two of these subjects. So one of them is Darren Gibson is filmed on it at the beginning. It's after the first game, or maybe it's they get beaten a friendly 5-0 by Celtic. Oh, yeah, and he goes out for a drink, and he's like, loads of them don't care, and he's like, the lad's like, but aren't you showing that attitude by being out having a bevy the night and he's like, no, I do care. He says, I can have a drink. So they straight away you've got someone bad mouthing other people, and then, you know, he's having to apologise for that. And then the other side of it in this programme as well is follows the chief executive around, who's like, we bought shite, we've got no money at this club, and it's because we bought loads of shite. Because we kept on having turnovers of the manager, we bought loads of shite, we moved on to the next player, the next manager, and that, he said, now we're stuck with loads of players on big contracts, and we've got no money to get out of this division. And in the end, they got relegated, didn't they, last season? But it's that, you know, players. He said one player turned up for pre-season. He was like, "Oh, you're happy to be back?" And he's like, "Not really, but I'm just going to honour my contract." And he's like, straight away, I was like, "I'm going to go and get him a new club. I'm not having that attitude at the club." And that breeds by having so many players that are not needed. So for him to come out and say, well, if we need to bring one in, we're getting rid of one.
But it's the right thing to do anyway, to be prudent like that.
But that's been lost.
It has been lost, but it's been, I don't know whether it has been lost. It's been lost at our club over the last couple of years, because Machiri come in and the purse strings were loose all of a sudden. We've got loads of money. We can spend whatever. Walsh and Koeman, and you know, we've got loads of money to spend. It doesn't matter. We'll give these players big contracts. Sandro Ramirez, 120 grand a week or whatever he's reportedly on. The kid's never done a thing. How's he on that much money? You know, but what I mean, I know we had to pay that to get him. The fee wasn't big to get him and all that, so it all. But we're not getting 120 grand a week back off the team. He's never getting that anywhere else he goes, ever. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? That's also the problem you have when you buy these or you bring these players in, and other clubs are facing it at the moment. How do you then shift that player off your books if he's on ridiculous money? And he'll be like, someone like Sandro, what is he, 23, 24, right? So he'll be thinking, right, this is my second season in Everton. I've got a couple more seasons after this, and then I've got the rest of my career, which could be 10 years, but I'm also now set up for life, and all I've had to do is basically sit on my arse for a couple of years or go on loan back to Spain. And there's a lot of footballers who'd be happy doing that. Whereas I think what another bit of realism Brands is bringing into the club is he's going to players and saying, we're not going to pay you what you think we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you less. But you're going to, you know, your advantages are A, B and C. Well, he's tried that, hasn't he? He's already told players that contracts are getting restructured, hasn't he?
But the other side of that is, for me, I think anyway, is that he has so much faith in his ability and the people he employs that he's like, how much money do you want? So I want 150,000. We're not giving you 150,000. Well, all right, well, Sam, because I'm going to go and get him, and I know that he might be, he's the same as you, or he might be 5% less. But I know that he wants it more, because he doesn't want to come here and earn 150,000. He's coming here because, and he's going to give me more than what you're going to give me. And I think Brand seems quite comfortable with that. I don't think he's comfortable throwing around contracts.
We said, didn't we? We remember when we done it in the summer, and we kept saying, and you know, a lot of people were saying exactly the same. You got other people. We were saying how important he is he's the most important signing. We said that when we got him, he's the most important person. People were going, how can you say that? I've never even seen what he's done. And it's like, well, because he's done the job, mate, for years. And like loads of other Everton just saying the same thing. You know, this could be the key signing. And he is the key signing. And he's the key signing because He's the one driving you've got Mashiri with the money, but he's the actual one driving the playing side of it, driving the scouting network. And you're absolutely right, he's not going to go to someone and go, yeah, we'll just give you 200 grand to get him here. He looks and goes to like Yerry Mina, we want you. I've wanted you I've tracked you, the manager wants you. Now Barcelona are trying to sell you to you, and Yerry Mina's like, listen, I'm coming to you, which he told Barcelona and Everton while he was at the World Cup with Colombia. He was signing for Everton. He told them that. He said, Barcelona, well, man, you might want, I want to go to Everton. Not bother about United, I want to go because those conversations had already been progressing. Same with Luca Dean, same with that. So them players arguably could have held out and gone somewhere else, maybe got more money. But if we've got a player who Brands has identified, say like Lozano, right, I'll use him just because he's worked with him before and he's a highly rated player and all that. He might be saying to Lozano, I want you at Everton. I think there's a space for you on our right hand because he plays right all that. You could play down our right and we'll give you're on 40 grand a week or something, 30 grand a week at PSV or whatever he's on. We'll give might even be on that. Well, I'll give you 60 grand a week, right? But you'll get rewards and bonuses, but you'd have to work for it. Other club might come to Lozano and go, well, we'll give you 85. And that Lozano then might look and go, well, I've worked. And Brands might say, all right, Evan, that's sound work. That's the most we're paying you because there's this other lad here in South America who I've got my eye on who only will come for half of what I've offered you. Half of what I've offered you and will want it. And then players then go, hang on, you're prepared to walk away from me. Yeah. And then it's watching here then.
It's ego, isn't it? And what did we hear in the summer? Luca Dean, Silva rung me, Mina rung me. We've heard players so far, Richarlison, manager got me here. People don't necessarily believe it as much anymore, but players want to be wooed. They want that ego. Of course they do. It's money will come in football now. I think this is the other thing. Money will come in football now. How many players are we seeing now getting these big moves to big clubs and it's just not working out?
Loads. And I think you're seeing a lot of players now looking and going, actually, do I want to go to that? Do I want to be there? Andre Gomez could potentially go back to Barcelona and have another go at them if he carries on the way he's gone, right? But I think he's the type of person, he said it in an interview last week, my mum and dad aren't happy at Barcelona and I'm more worried about them, which again strengthens Everton's thing. It isn't all about get to this big glitzy club and that's it, because yeah, it is for the top, but those top clubs only have a very small percentage of players, and if you don't do it, they swear you.
Barcelona, they don't have a big squad. They never hold a big squad.
No, they never
they rely on 14, 15 players, and that's it. So they don't.
They have top quality, and then they have.
They have a youth policy as well. So they're prepared to work with the youth policy because that's where they earn a lot of their monies by bringing them in. So they have to get it right, and you're right. I think now there's been. I think this generation of players. And I think we've seen it in this country with kids going to Germany who are at the likes of Man City and clubs like that, where they could just sit round and wait. They're like, no, we want to play because they know now they're going to earn the money. If you become a professional footballer and you're at a top club at 18 and you know you're good and people know you're good, you know you're gonna walk away from football multi-millionaire.
Your wages are going like that.
Yeah, you're walking away a multi-millionaire now. It was said for years, like, in even in like countries like America where it was like, intelligent lads, well, don't become footballers, go to college, and then maybe go into football but have your education. Now it's like, listen, there's money to be made now. There's no argument. That's in like places like America. Players don't have to worry about money now, so that choice, I think, is made a lot easier for them. Whereas in the past, I think, a lot of them worried that, you know what, I've got to have that. Big move. All right, we've just mentioned Sandro, so, but I think that's become. But I honestly think Sandro came to Everton thinking he could make it. I don't think that was a money thing, and then it might have swayed him between maybe one or two clubs, and that's what Everton used as the incentive at the end of the day. But I think a lot of players now look at it and just think, I'm going to make my money.
But on Brands, which is what we're talking about, on brand, is it is that confidence in his own ability, and it's also and I think this is the key element, is that it's the investigating he does into the player's background. How much do you want it? Do you want to come to Everton and battle, or are you just looking for the cash cow? Because we've had players who are just looking for that payday and stuff, and It hasn't worked, and other clubs have it. And I think if you've got someone like Brands who's in charge, knows what he wants, has done it, he's got the experience, won leagues and trophies with it, he'll look and go, I've worked him out. He doesn't want to come. And this is why the half a dozen players who've come in this season for Everton, all 6 have made an impact. All 6 you look at and go, good player.
Do you ever look at Brands, like ever, just see him and just think, you're not in control?
No.
He just, even if you just see him walking,
he just exudes.
He just looks like a man in control all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, confidence is the word. Not you know, does what he wants, when he wants, where he wants, just...
But that's called because he knows his plan.
Yeah.
And he's been planning since he told Monsieur he was coming in January or whenever it was. February. I know it was all Willy Woney and all that, but I think...
He's signing him, Willy Woney.
He's good. Mate scores goals. Dutch winger, but he gets goals.
Puts it about.
He puts it about, well, I mean, he always keeps you guessing, Willy or Woney. But he's since he decided that he was coming here, he'll have been making these plans anyway. We know we met Silver and blah blah blah. So that'll be in the back of his mind. So he's got a plan. So he's a man who's confident in his own ability to carry out his plan. And that's what we saw again in the summer. He waited and he waited. Yeah. He said that the quote I put up that he'd said, I'd rather wait a day longer for the right player than pay over the odds the day before for the wrong player.
And he's also obviously restructuring now. He's just brought his own Greta Steins just come in. Who obviously is obviously his own man. He's the international head of scouting at Everton. He's obviously changing things around. You know, he's looking at the academy. That's going to be a little bit harder now with the ban and stuff. But I'm sure they'll be looking for ways around that. But also, I mean, just taking a step back from Brands though, there are players that we can get rid of, like right now, that wouldn't affect really, you know, straight away. You've got someone like Nias who could go out. You know, you can bring and you can instantly bring in someone better than him. We know that. You know, you've got someone like Snidlin who could go out this window and you can get a player that suits us more.
Plus someone who's a bit more mobile.
Well, exactly.
Snidlin technically is a very good footballer, and in a certain formation would be good if he didn't really have to go anywhere. If he could just sit in front of the back. I mean, he might work better with Andre Gomez than he did with Garner, obviously, because Gomez will take the ball. It's just that for Silva's pressing and getting around the pitch, he's not ideal for it. So, but he could go to Marseille for argument's sake, because they kept getting linked with him and be very good for them. And if you got rid of Nias and Snidlin, you're talking something like 180 grand a week off the wage bill immediately, are 2 players that are not even in there, you know, because realistically, if you offered me, could James McCarthy get back to a good level and stay fit, or Morgan Snidlin, I'd take McCarthy every day of the week, because McCarthy can get round the pitch more.
There's a centre back to go. Mason Holgate could go on loan.
Well, they've said Holgate can go on loan.
Jags could go somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know whether he
will.
No,
but push come to shove. If someone come calling, if Sheffield United come calling for Jags in January and said, right, we want you.
I think Cardiff are more likely. I think Warnock loves him.
Right, all right, okay.
But yeah.
But one of those two clubs come from and said, listen, we want you to play. You'll play every game. One offers Premier League football.
Might want to play,
one offers Premier League football and the opportunity to try and save a club. And he might say, you keep us up, I'm giving you another year. Sheffield United pushing to rank back in the Premier League. They might say, listen, take us up. You can stay another year. You know, exactly. So there are opportunities for him as well, and then other natural wastage will.
Listen, you could get rid of 4 or 5 in January, right, and bring in 3 that he wants, because I don't think he'll want more than 3. I think 3 is the maximum he'll want to bring in. I think he'll want it is. I think he probably wants a centre fireworks without a shadow. And he may want another winger that keeps getting touted, even though we seem to have wingers. So then you look and go, right, okay, well, you know, could Walcott then go out the door? But I don't think he'd be in any rush to push Theo out. But you look at it like that, but they might go, well, I can get Lozano in January for, we're prepared to pay 40 million for him because we want him. And then Southampton want, well, you know what I mean?
There's definitely options out there, isn't there?
But to me, it's the right way to go. The one in, one out is the right way to go.
You know,
and people shouldn't look at that negatively, and to be honest, things that I've seen no one really has, but I'm just saying, but people shouldn't look at that negatively and go, well, we need 4 or 3, and we've got to.
It's not so wasted. You've got to keep you've got to keep moving the squad along. It is a conveyor belt. You know, if Nias goes out the door, then suddenly, you've got 3 strikers. Let's say you've got 3 strikers, and someone comes in and he's better than one of those other 2. So one of them other 2, whether it be Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Cenk, suddenly become the fourth choice.
Besiktas won't come back for Tosin and Everton go.
I think he will in the summer, but
but I'm just saying, who's to say it won't happen now? Say Everton got Barbosa, or that John Kevin who didn't even get on the pitch yesterday. They won 4-1. He didn't even play. Wayne is another one we've been linked with. But say Augustin say Leipzig go, yeah, all right then. Well, we're interested in Schneiderlin, and Everton go, well, we want Augustin. Yeah, so then all of a sudden Tosin's 4th choice, you're saying. Besiktas go, well, we need a striker. He might go, so things can move like that. But I think
things can happen very, very quickly in football as well. Something can be if something is presented to you and it's too good to pass up, then you
whether that's selling or buying.
But if it's buying, and then an opportunity is like, listen, well, it's like like American sports, they can only have so like in baseball, I think if they've got an opportunity to bring someone in and it's too good to pass, they might have to say to someone, listen, you're gone. Either you're gone to another club or they send them down to the minor leagues. Know what I mean? It's like they have rules. I think in baseball it's like 25 men in the clubhouse.
But we have Premier League.
Well, of course we do, but we have a squad. But then that squad is.
Well, it can get moved because obviously you've got players who you've brought through. But even so, Everton's squad list was submitted at 25 players.
Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, there's a couple of weeks, and then there's obviously 4 weeks. There's a couple of weeks, then there's 4 weeks, and then there's a couple of days of madness.
But it's good that he's approaching it head on. He's not going the bog standard. No, we don't know. He's saying, listen, if we're going to do the business and we want to, because we're looking all the time, it'll be 1 in, 1 out, and that's the way it is. That's what we're going to do. And then that kind of, I suppose, that sends a message around to other teams then of like, oh yeah, these are only after certain players. And that also dovetails with exactly what Marco Silva said last week or the week before, which we're only bringing in players who are better than what we've got. There's no point going and buying a right back who's not as good as Seamus for what, because you're doing then you're blocking John Joe Kenny. So there's literally no point. There's no point going and getting a striker who isn't really better than Tosin or Calvert-Lewin. There's no point. You want to be getting someone who's in an ideal world, you want to be getting someone who's better than the Richarlison to play up front, but you want someone who's better than Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Tosin, potentially even. So it'll be interesting, but I'm glad he's fronted the subject already and said this is what we're doing. So we'll have to see.
That's how you get half an hour out. What little quote.
Is that half an hour? God.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you
give them value for money?
Yeah, well, of course. That's what we do. That's what we do.
We over-deliver.
I couldn't live with myself.
We over-deliver.
Oh, we over-deliver. I couldn't live with myself if we didn't over-deliver.
That's why you've got to check lens regularly.
Oh, I'll check the lens. Lens is amazing. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments. You're quite happy with what Marcel Brands is doing at the club. If you're not, I don't think football's for you. See you later.